going on, guys? We got a little bit different of a video today. It's not going to be any how-tos. It's actually going to be a little comparison video. Usually whenever I finish any projects, that's cars, bikes, ATVs, tractors, whatever it is, I give them a detail. And I shine them all up, make them look real nice. And a lot of people are like, hey, what do you use to make them look nice and have the plastic shine like you do? And actually, I use a few of these. As you can see, we got, this is actually what I use. I use the Engine Protector by Gunk, the Shine. I love this stuff. And I also use Trim Restore. And that's what I like. But there is other things you can use. There's Tire Shine. And supposedly this polish works just like Tire Shine. This I found in my cupboard, so I figured why not. It says, yeah, shine stuff. I don't know. Who knows if that'll work. Old-fashioned WD-40 and some Armor All. You see that on like Facebook and stuff. A lot of people are like, hey, you Armor All the crap out of that quad. Yeah, well, Armor All does a good job. It shines everything up real nice. So what we're going to do is actually on my my Brute Force 750, what I'm going to do is clean off all the black plastic, because usually, I mean, I could do the green, but black shows up the best. Like if you get it to shine real nice, you should be able to tell a difference in what we're using. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean them all up with alcohol, make sure they're all the wax residue off, and make sure they're nice and clean. And what I'm going to do is put little stickers on them, or tape, and label which one's doing what. And I'll probably just do it all over, whatever, like the clutch cover here and different pieces here. So like I said, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little comparison on spending a good bit of money on the stuff you can get even at Walmart. But I know the Gunk, sorry, it's really cold in here today. You see my breath. But the Gunk stuff, that's a little expensive. This stuff's pretty darn expensive for just this little bit. This isn't too bad. WD-40 is a little pricey, but you can use it for almost darn near everything. But this stuff is what I'm kind of looking forward to, because this was like $2. You can probably get it for $1 actually if it's a certain day. This was like $2 as well. So we're interested to see what those things do. It'd be cool to see how well any of these like Dollar General stuff works on the plastic. So without further ado, we're going to clean this quad up, and we'll get some see how they look. And tomorrow I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow we will look at them and see how they look out in the sun. All right, guys, let's jump into this. As you can see, we got the quad labeled, it's cleaned up, and this is the little test we're going to do. Each one is going to have its own little microfiber towel. They are a little dirty. They're my old ones, and whatever. They're going to get the job done. So each one, we're going to put some on it. We're not going to put it directly on that. We're going to put it onto the towels first, and then we're going to rub the towel onto the plastic, and we will see how it turns out. And I'm probably going to put it on pretty thick, and put it on thick, nice and even, and then I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to go and wipe it off, because reading most of the instructions on them, they say you can add layers, you can let it sit, you can wipe some of it off. I think the best result is if we just leave them on pretty thick and let it just sit there, and we're going to check them tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully mid-morning when the sun's out. It's flipping cold out today, but we're going to try it and see how it works out for us. So let's jump into it, guys. Well, as you can see, everything went on fairly pretty even on most of them. I think the furniture, the Dollar General furniture spray, didn't seem like it had a whole lot. Like I probably had to put another hit on there, and it did seem like a good bit came out, but it seems like it didn't go on very well. It didn't go on very thick, but hey, it is what it is. I try to keep everything about the same amount of fluid or product on each applicator and put it in. So right now they all look wet, so they all look about the same. It is also like 40 degrees out. That might not be helping things, but either way, like I said, tomorrow we'll check it out in the sunlight. We'll see if any of them faded, if they still keep their shine, and if I can try to get them off easily. We'll check it out. We'll do a couple tests tomorrow if they wash off easy or whatnot. So yeah, guys, we'll catch back up with you in the morning. Well, we are back. It is like 35 degrees. It's freezing out. I also wanted to apologize. Those videos that I did last night, the cameras, the lighting was awful, and I apologize for that. But I mean, you got the gist of it. And so I'm out here, brought the four-wheeler out, and we're going to look it over. From what I saw, most of them kind of did the same exact thing. So besides, we'll see, the floor cleaner, that pretty much did nothing at all. It like cleaned it up a little bit. I mean, you can barely see the difference. Cleaned it up a little bit. The furniture, the like Pledge, pretty much is the dollar store Pledge, did a pretty decent job. It was better than I thought. It's not like a shiny, like a wet shine. It's just more like just a clean shine. You know, not much of a shine, I guess technically, but it's just like clean looking. Obviously the quad isn't very clean, but whatever. You get the gist of it again. The Armor All, and it's old Armor All. If anybody, you guys noticed that is a very old one. But look at that. I mean, it's like wet. I mean, it's very smooth and wet feeling, I guess. But it's got a decent shine to it. Yeah, not too bad at all. Now we'll get into the other side, and this is the Trim Restore. Kind of looks, it's a little more wet. It's definitely more wet to the touch. I mean, it feels really like slimy, but it has a real nice shine, but it is very slimy. And also, guys, you got to realize when you got scratches or any imperfections in the paints or whatever, you will not get a good shine back. But it is what it is, just kind of a little cover up. But the Trim Restore did very well. It's just very, very slimy. Feels like it's on there really well, though. I mean, like it's not fading or anything, which they all are kind of doing the same thing. They're on there pretty darn well. So, and now we go to the dollar store Tire Shine, and this feels kind of like the Armor All, but it's also on there. I mean, it's none of the stuff seems to be doing coming off, and it's holding on pretty well. So that's not bad at all either. I don't mind it. That doesn't look too bad. Who knows how long it'll last, but it doesn't look too bad. Now the WD-40, it's not as shiny, but it doesn't feel as slimy either. That's nice. It actually feels really nice. It seems like it's gonna be pretty strong on there. Who knows? But obviously WD is I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken, it's water displacement, so it should keep the water and dirt and everything off pretty well. And for definitely the most shiniest, I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up, but it also left like you can see that it's very, very slimy. You definitely need to take, which I knew this, I didn't do it last night because I just wanted to show you guys, but when you spray this on there, you can let it sit, but you definitely have to go over it later and like wipe it off. But I mean, it's wiping off, but it's still bringing a very big shine. I mean, that stuff is insane. That's why I use it so much. So to me, what's the best bang for your buck? The gunk stuff, I enjoy it, and I think it's the best bang because I think it's like $5 for that can, but it does such a great job, and it stays on there pretty long. But the dollar store stuff, the Dollar General, if you're not looking for that big wet shine, like wet tires, a lot of people don't like, when they're doing the tires, they don't like the wet tire look. They just want a nice clean look. And actually the furniture, the Pledge, we'll say, the off-brand Pledge, does a very, very good job of that. It's not very shiny. It doesn't look very wet, but it looks clean. And the tire shine, the dollar store tire shine, pretty much did a little bit more of that, add a little more shine to it. But all in all, I mean, they're all really, really good. The Trim Restore, it's like a super, super strong gel, so maybe it would last longer than the other ones, but for how much it is, I don't think so. I'm not going with that as much. But yeah, the floor cleaner, I knew that wasn't going to do well at all, and it did not. So all in all, guys, I mean, it's kind of, you take it as it is, but if you go to the dollar store and pick some of this stuff up for cheap, it's going to work. It actually doesn't work too bad at all. So like I said, we got actually another one coming up for some more dollar store stuff, because I am cheap and I like to save money, and we actually have another little comparison coming up here shortly. So stay tuned. All right, guys, you have a good one.